Hello everybody, my name is Saskatoon Bod and welcome back to another GM mode kind of commentary thing. I'm back on my Maple Leafs GM mode for another year. As you can see right here, we got it's about the same team probably, just a couple people bumped up in overalls and shit like that. This is a story of when I tried to ditch school in 3rd grade. Let's get on with it. So it was just another day for me. You know, when it got up, went to school. I hated school. Even in elementary, I hated school. I still do. It's a good thing I do online now. But anyway, I got up for school just like every other morning. CRT testing. If you don't know what that is, it's just like this super huge test that's supposed to like be like, it's supposed to tell you like where you're supposed to place when you get into high school and shit like that out of elementary. And it doesn't do that at all. It means nothing basically. But anyway, you're taught in elementary school that it's gonna be like this huge thing, right? And now going into this story, you have to know one thing about me, okay? I have this weird ass phobia. It's called like, I think it's called like emetophobia or something like that, where like I'm afraid of like throw up or vomit and stuff like that. Like I am like that terrifies me. I cannot be around it. I will run away. I will cry. I will scream. Like, no, do not put me around that shit. So I remember the day before in CRT testing, this kid was missing from school. We went to a field trip before CRT testing, and this kid was missing from school. We'll just call him Kevin. Kevin was missing from school, and everybody's like, why did he miss the field trip, but now he's here for CRT testing? We didn't really understand, right? Nobody ever told us, like, he didn't say he was going to be sick or anything like that. No injuries or anything like that. He just did not show up for school. And so he was there, and we were all sitting in, like, our special seats and stuff like that. And it was fine. You know, it was just a typical day for CRT testing. We had special seats. We had to put up these, like, things to make sure nobody cheats off your test on the special desks and stuff like that. I was seated next to my friend, we'll call him Landon. No, I was sitting next to my friend Landon, and neither one of us liked school, but anyway, that's besides the point. We're kind of off track here. Let's get back to the actual story. So anyway, we had a bathroom break, and Kevin gets up, and he's the first one out there, and all of a sudden, he just starts like freaking projectile vomiting just everywhere, all over the fucking floor. Goes to the trash can, starts fucking throwing up in there. It was not good. It was pretty disgusting. And knowing me, I like ran around the hall because I was out of there. I booked it. Everybody else was just standing there going, ew, ew, gross, ew. I booked it. I was out. I was so out. Like, there was no way that I wanted to be around that kid when that was happening. No offense to you now, Kevin, if you're watching this, or if you ever see this at all. No offense to you now, but seriously, I booked it. Like, I was done. There was no way at all that I was going to stay in that freaking line to go to the bathroom. But, yeah, I booked it, and it was great. That's not the end, you see. So, little me goes home crying to his parents, you know. Talks to him. He's like, oh, you know, somebody threw up in my class. Oh no. And throwing up in my class when I was a kid was so tragic. Ooh, yeah, trade? Nah. Oh, no, I meant to say no. What the fuck are you doing, man? Anyway, it was so tragic when I was a kid that I would like legit miss the rest of the week in school just because one kid threw up in fear that he would be there the next day, right? And I don't know. It was just, it sucked. It really sucked for me. As a kid, like, I used to cry if I was ever made to go, I would cry like crazy and shit like that. It just was not good. Anyway, so I got home crying to my parents, crying to my dad, to my mom, asking them if I could stay home the next day. And they knew that it was CRT testing, so they were like, this is a big test, there's no way you're staying home, stuff like that. My mom was a little more on my side, but my dad was like, no, you're going to school, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way, man, you gotta go to school. So I cried that night, and I was like, I don't want to go, I don't want to do this shit, and I ended up having to go, right? And the only reason why I didn't want to go was I was afraid that he would be there again, Kevin. And nothing, like I said, nothing against Kevin. Even at the time, like, I was friends with him. It's just, like, I just didn't want to be around him at the time. Just in case. I was afraid, right? So, my dad was like, oh, there's like no chance he'll be there. He just threw up in class. There's like barely any chance. Don't worry about it. And thinking about it now, he was probably just doing that to like make me feel better about myself, right? Like, oh no, he's actually not gonna be there. Like, get it through my mind that like, oh, maybe he's not actually gonna be there. But no, I show up at school and there he is right there. Kevin's just standing there or whatever, and he's just looking as sick as he did the day before, right? So I immediately like want to cry and turn around and run back to my mom's car. But I see her pull away, excuse me. And she pulls away, and I was like, fuck, what do I do? What do I do? Might as well just get in line or whatever. What's the chances he's gonna throw up again, right? Stuff like that. So I get in line to go to class, and I sit down, take my seat, and boom, here it comes again, the bathroom break, the dreaded bathroom break, right? So you might think, oh, there's like no chance, there's no way he does it. Yeah, he throws up again, the exact same time, the exact same place. Like this, I know this is a weird story, but I mean, he throws up again, just like right there. So I didn't think about it the first day, but I was so traumatized by this. Like, I ran away again, I ran back again. I had to come back to my seat or whatever. The teacher called me over. Once he was gone, I was okay, kind of, but not really. I was still grossed out. I still wanted to, like, go home. For some reason, I wanted to see my mom whenever this happened. Like, I really just wanted my mom when this happened, right? So, I started crying again. I was all sad. Then recess comes along, and you remember my one friend Landon, right? Me and Landon hated school, right? So me and Landon devised this plan that there was like a giant field in our elementary school, and we would run to the field when like nobody was looking. My grandpa's house was right by the field. We were gonna hop the gate from the school as third graders, and then run to my grandpa's house. And I knew my grandpa wouldn't care, right? Because he's just a cool guy. I would have showed up, he would have been like, what are you doing here? And I would have been like, oh, I just skipped school. And he'd be like, oh, okay, well, you want some mac and cheese or something like that. I don't think my mom would care either. It's just my dad would be pissed. And I'm sorry if you're finding this out now, Dad, if you like have not watched or if you haven't heard about this before. I'm not sure if I told him, but anyway. So me and Landon get to the gate. We're standing there. And he's like, all right, you go first. I was like, can't we go together? He's like, nah. You go first for sure. And we're stalling for a little while. We wait for like long enough just standing there and stalling, right? Just looking at the gate like, all right, you go first. That there's about probably 5 minutes left of a recess before I was like, you know what, fuck it. Fuck you, I'm going. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm going to hop the gate. So my 3-year-old little self hops this like freaking 10-foot gate, right? I hop over it, get over on the other side, and the bell rings, and I'm expecting Landon to jump over with me, right? That's the plan. I don't want to do this on my own. So I hop over the gate, I stand on the other side, you know, I stand there for like 2 minutes, and Landon's just sitting there kind of looking at me like, what do you want me to do? And finally I was like, Landon, get the fuck over here. And he's like, no, and the bell rings, and he runs back and just leaves me out there, right? Then all these 5th graders, which I thought were like the biggest kids in the world, right? I got super scared about it. They all freaking run out to the field immediately, and here I am, my little self, trying to jump back over the gate because I was so scared I didn't know what to do. And yeah, they all come running over. They're like, what's he doing? What's he doing out there? And I'm like, I just completely ignore him. I run past him. I deck it past. Yeah, I should have just ran, man. Should have just took that chance, and I should have won, or I should have ran. So I don't know. It's a pretty crazy story. Like, I wish I didn't have that going on with my head, because it bothers me with a lot. But whatever, I'll get over it. I'll grow out of it. Hey, we won the cup. That's beautiful. That's a beauty. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot to me. If you want to, like, go ahead and hit that like button, that'd be awesome. Or that sub button. Help you in the future. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching anyway. This weird-ass story. I'll definitely be telling more, because I have a lot more from, like, weird childhood memories and shit like that. Thank you for watching again, and remember to stay saucy.